welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm doing a vintage cube draft, and that is because we're in the weird bubble where I record 1 to 2 weeks in advance, and Modern Horizons 3 is not legal for me now, but it will be legal by the time you're watching this video. So Vintage Cube is the perfect way to bridge that gap. Looking at this pack real quick, I see Chrome Mox, I see Windswept Teeth, I see Ancient Tomb, Mana Fixing, Mana Acceleration. I'm not really interested in any of the actual cards in this pack. Gut's pretty good, Exhume's pretty good. I think I'm going to take Windswept Teeth just to keep the most options open here. Funny story about this cube draft situation. Patreon subscriber Femi challenged me to trophy with aggro, because I always draft Grixis Control, Grixis Combo, and I played one warm-up draft off camera yesterday just for fun, and I trophied with Big Boros, and oops, I finished the challenge off camera. So I'm not going to be doing that. This is just for fun, sponsored by nobody. I'm just filling time on the channel and doing a format that I enjoy. In this pack, I see Savannah goes well with the Windswept. Another pretty medium pack all around, but I like a Fractured Identity. I like that Windswept Teeth can facilitate a Bant or Identity on the splash in a Simic deck or whatever. Solitude is a very good card. There is a Scalding Tarn in here that's another fetch land. Cryptic Command is nice in Fractured Identity style decks, but so is Solitude. I'm just taking Solitude here. Two of my kind of, not really rules, but things I try to do when I'm drafting Cube is build decks that have inevitability, which means that if the game drags on forever, I eventually win, and don't die to stuff early. Solitude does both of those, because you can pitch it early if you need to fend off an Atraxa, a Reanimator, or some stupid thing. But then also it's just a solid 2-for-1 in the late game. I see Wheel of Fortune in here. That is the most powerful vintage card in the pack. Bolus of Citadel's here too. I don't know that I'm in a spot to actually leverage either of those. Duelist next to Wheel of Fortune, unfortunate, because that's a extra 7 on the attack. I don't really like Reprieve in control decks. Fallen Shinobi, I could be Esper here, but then I would need some stuff to do. I could just take the generic removal spell. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's not sexy, but we're settling into a nice little blue-white value deck. I'm taking this Tolarian Academy. You can't tell me not to. Brain Freeze on spec. If you get the Brain Freeze early, that opens up all the Storm stuff, because frequently if you see Underworld Breach, you're like, oh, maybe I'll get the freeze, or you build a Storm deck and you're like, hope I get a freeze. Getting it early lets you do it backwards. But Tolarian Academy, it's not hard to put some artifacts in your deck and make this insane. And I love big blue artifacts as a archetype. Like Ataxian Probe, the air quotes 39 card deck. Chromatic Star is an artifact and mana fixing. Seachrome Coast is a blue-white duel. It's between those three for me. I'm not really a deck that's going to leverage Adeline. I'm currently just blue-white, so I'm not trying to take Lazav or Omnath yet and introduce a million colors to the deck. I think I'll just take Probe. High Tide, Proving Ground, Relic Warder, another reanimation spell, Grim Monolith. Zeator's Proving Ground can be fetched off of Windswept Teeth, which gives me access to full domain's worth of mana off of a single fetch land. Or that's not true. It can't get blue yet. Gives me 4 colors off of a single fetch land, but I think the Grim Monolith start paying out this Tolarian Academy. I'm not convinced Aven Interrupter is good in this style deck. Coveted Jewel I'm not really leveraging. City of Traders is here. I'm in a deck that probably wants to hit a lot of land drops. Hard Evidence, the old Kraben Inspector. This does make an artifact and a creature, and helps you not die early. And eventually it's a cantrip. I can't fetch Thundering Falls. I don't know if I'll be able to leverage Coveted Jewel. All right, I'm going to take Jewel on spec. I'm going to have fun. We're living the dream here. Shorakai is a blue-white draw engine. It's also an artifact. Malcolm is a blue flash creature with card selection attached. Yeah, I think I'd rather have a 2-1, even if it just blocks and trades. Wow, the Savannah on the wheel. Yeah, I think I just take Savannah, let Bant be open up with my Windswept Heath. Any chance Scalding Tarn comes back? Nope. All right. Mindstone's great, though. It's another artifact for this Academy big blue mana build out. I could take Bolas's Citadel on spec that I get a Tinker someday. Like, it's Duelist to the Mind is safer, but it's early enough. I'm going to put that next to Coveted Jewel. Hedge Maze can be gotten off Windswept Heath. We're doing it. Haywire Might versus Omnath. I think I'd rather have Haywire Might. Omnath is a big, big commitment. And Aetherflux Reservoir. There is half of a artifact storm deck coming together down here. See if it bears out. We're one pack in when we already see the power of taking a fetch land highly, because this green-white fetch land can get blue or white, but also facilitates a green splash on a very cheap commitment. This pack, Palace Jailer's a banger. Considers fine. I don't really think I'm a Time Spiral deck. Fine, it's Palace Jailer. We've got Jace the Mind Sculptor, Teferi Hero. These are both cards I'm interested in. This is the type of thing you want to be like Mindstone or Grim Monolith to push yourself forward into. Not a Gaia's Cradle deck. Not a Kolagon's Commander Cruel Ultimatum deck. Phyrexian Revoker is a reasonable card, also an artifact, but I'm taking one of these Planeswalkers. Jace comes down earlier and sees more cards faster. Teferi is tougher. All right, I'm going to take Jace and hope I wheel Teferi. Fingers crossed. Ooh, Tundra and Trop. Wow. And I think it's just Tundra, because I don't even have a green card yet other than the activation of Haywire Might. I'll just take Tundra and make sure I can cast my spells. This pack's not great for me anyway. Galar Commando is fine as a disenchant with some extra steps. Eternal Witness is double splash color, and I don't really have anything worth buying back yet. Yeah, it's just pretty easy Tundra here. Crucible of Worlds. I only have the Windswept Teeth to go with that. Wrath of God is fine. Elspeth is solid. Mox Opal is good if I can turn it on. It is currently the third artifact that I'm sure I'm playing. Haywire Might and Aetherflux Reservoir and Bolas's Citadel are all in the maybe pile. There's 4 artifacts in the maybes and 2 in the yes. I could prioritize building this out. I feel like Sweepers and Planeswalkers are pretty replaceable, but a Mox is a precious thing. I also have Talisman, but I'm more likely to be able to fill out my curve with Talismans than find another Mox just sitting in a pack. Okay, I have to read the Nexus of Becoming. Beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature from your hand. If you do, create a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 golem. Okay, so this is 6 mana, draw 2 cards a turn, and then sometimes you get a 3/3. I don't think I'm interested in that. Raffine's Tower is a fetchable dual land. Ponder and Tidebinder are both good cards. Tameo can get cool stuff going, and I do have green on the splash here. If I open Time Walk or Ancestral Recall or anything like that in pack 3, Tameo's insane. She might wheel, though. I'm going to take Tidebinder. I kind of ran out of time on that pick. I'm not totally sure if that was right. Polluted Delta is really good, but Force of Negation fits my don't die early and then have inevitability game plan. I'm taking Force of Negation. Phantasmal Image, Phyrexian Metamorph, Ackle-Packle. Beginning of each player's end step, if an artifact enters the battlefield under your control this turn, look at your top 2 cards. Okay, I am doing some artifact stuff. Metamorph's an artifact and also a good card. Bobble's an artifact, but barely a good card. I think I want Metamorph here. Virtue of Loyalty is fine, but my deck barely has creatures in it. Dream Halls, we're past that. Monastery Mentor, my boy, my brand. Pentad Prism is fine, it's ramp, it's an artifact that sits around. Temple Garden facilitates my splash. I'm talking about green splash like I even have one. I can't fetch this Sewers, don't have any black cards. I'm taking Mentor. The Zagoth Triumph is a blue-green duel that is fetchable by Windswept Teeth. And Timeless Dragon is a threat that can also tutor Savannah or Tundra. Yeah, this is Timeless Dragon for me. Harwin, Mortal Queen. Enters battlefield indestructible, remove that counter. This is like a creature enabler thing. I think I just take Savine's Wreck here and probably put it in the sideboard. Eternal Witness came back around. Mystic Forge. I don't have enough artifacts to leverage Mystic Forge. I don't have enough green to leverage Eternal Witness. I guess I'll put Mystic Forge over in this spec pile. Cool. Got a Talisman back. This was what I was considering over the Mox Opal. Got Tamiyo back. Identifying what's likely to wheel is a big part of Cube. I'll take Dam. This is just Wrath of God in my deck. I don't have black mana. And we got Aquapackle back. Like I said, I passed Wrath of God because Sweepers are replaceable and literally just got a different Wrath of God. I took Mox Opal because Talismans are more plentiful, then got the Talisman back that I took the Mox Opal over. And then I took something else that was better for my deck, saying Tamiyo will probably wheel, and she did. Teferi did not come back around, though. I'm not super surprised about that. Teferi's really good. A Snapcaster Mage, Celestial Colonnade, Misty Raid Force, Sensei's Divining Top are all cards I'm pretty interested in here. I think I want the top. It's good with Opal, Academy, Mentor, Aquapackle, Bolus's Citadel, just in case. Tinkers could still come. Displacer Kitten with Tamiyo can get really interesting, but I think I want top to fill in my stuff the most here. Okay, big decision time. Oko Thief of Crowns is an insanely powerful card, and I have facilitated the green splash at least a little bit here. I have 3 green sources, 4 if you count Mox Opal. Mana Leak is a card I really like. Rockern Triome is a fetchable duel. Skyclave Apparition is a core color removal spell. I'm going to read Smirking Spelljacker before I take Oko. Flash Flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell and opponent controls. When this attacks, if a card is exiled with it, you can cast it. Okay, that card's pretty cool. I'm taking Oko, though. All right, we got another half-color Talisman. It makes blue, but black's not useful to me. Kitesail Larcenist is a kind of cool pseudo-removal spell. Nettlecyst is an artifact, and also a body. I'm not really doing anything with Samwise. Manifold Key. I do have Grim Monolith. That's a combo. The Manifold Key does very little else in this deck. I think it's Talisman or Nettlecyst, and I'm actually going to take the Talisman here. Or this could wheel. It's actually very likely to wheel. I think I'm going to take Nettlecyst and hope to wheel that Talisman. Giver, Scrubland, Lotus Petal. I'm not casting Channel in my deck. JVP, Coalition Relic. Coalition Relic is a fixer and mana and artifact. Alright, I'll take Relic. Dak Faden. Am I able to cast this card? Not really. I would need Mox Opal to do it, or Coalition Relic. Yeah, I don't think that's good enough. Hallowed Fountain, just a rock-solid dual land for my deck. True Name Nemesis, a powerful threat for my deck. I'm going to take Hallowed Fountain. Urza. Cool. Urza is one of the payoffs you're looking for when you're the big blue artifact deck. Blightsteel Colossus coming and going. Looking at my Bolus's Citadel, no Tinker to be seen. Kappa Cannoneer, Retrofitter Foundry are both cards I'd be happy to have. I'm seeing 2 cards of this pack back again. Unlikely to see them, but happy to get Urza. Mishra's Workshop, huh? I don't think I'm in a spot to really leverage that, but I'm going to think about it. No More Lies is a mana leak. I don't have a counterspell yet in this deck. Yeah, my artifacts are honest enough that I don't think Mishra's Workshop makes sense for this deck. Lion Sash, Seal Seraph. These are artifacts. And also things. So is Glimmer Lens. These are all artifacts that are also things. I think I want the Lion. Displacer Kitten and Snapcaster on the wheel. Snapcaster gets No More Lies, Force of Negation, Fractured Identity. I have very few spells in this deck, actually. Gitaxian Probe, Prismatic Ending, and that's a lot. Versus Displacer Kitten. Yeah, I think I'd rather just be lower on the curve with better interaction. Saheeli's great. This is just a board presence. Wield the Talisman. We did it. Might not even play it, but we did get it back. Good drafting. Scrubland. Doesn't matter. Fiery Islet could draw a card or just deal damage to me. I'll take the Islet. Wow. Fast Bond on the wheel. Generous Ent is a mana fixer for my deck. I have Savannah and Hedge Maze. Yeah, I could take that. Didn't get back the things I was looking for out of that 2 for pack. Did get the Mishra's Workshop, probably still not going to play it. Now it's time to build a deck out of these cards. I have a lot of playables. There's not much, just immediately relegated to my sideboard here. Let's separate out the mana rocks. My deck has 10 artifacts in it, plus Saheeli Trigger. I think that's enough to play Mox Opal. Or 11. Did I count Lion Sash? I don't know. Maybe 11. This is actually a 4-drop because I don't have black mana. There's 38 cards in this deck. I'm not playing Mishra's Workshop. There's 37 cards in this deck, including 7 lands. I think I want 16 lands in this deck with all this artifact mana, which means I need to cut 6 cards. I also have Timeless Dragon and Generous Ascent as part of my mana base. That's really cool. Making this pile over here of interaction that I have, because I want all my interaction in the deck. Did Tamiyo actually hit anything worth rebuying? Yeah, I don't think I ended up being a good Tamiyo deck. Green Splash just for Oko, that's good enough. Nettlecyst might not be good enough. Just doesn't really fit the theme that well. It's really good with Saheeli. Oko's food are also artifacts. Generous Ascent's food is also an artifact. Just thinking about my artifact count in general. I don't have very many white cards to pitch to Solitude, but I think that's okay. In Limited, I'd rather cast it. If I cut Akopakal and Malcolm, I lose 2 of my earlier creatures. Can this deck afford to just focus on the late game and Planeswalkers? Probably. If not, I can. If my opponent's super aggressive, I could board these things in. Gitaxian Probe just isn't really... I don't need a 39 card deck here. I just have 40 good cards. It is one of my better things to do with Snapcaster. It's good with Mentor. It's blue for Force of Negation. If I add lands right now, this is what the deck looks like. 15 lands, that's not enough. I need one more cut. Gitaxian Probe is currently in the sideboard. I'm not really obsessed with Lion Sash, but it is part of my artifact count, and it is my only graveyard hate. I could cut Tidebinder and go like pseudo creatureless and bring this in if they're Storm or have cool Planeswalkers. It's a pretty below rate creature, but a Stifle is a nice surprise a lot of the time. I'd add one more island to the deck, and I think we're ready. This was actually really hard. I could see Gitaxian Probe, Tidebinder, and Nettlecyst all being in this main deck. That's alright, that's what the sideboard is for. This is going to be the main deck. Let's get into it. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the play in round 1. I'm going to keep this hand. It's got its mana under it. I can force a negation if I need to. It's a little turn 3 Phyrexian Metamorph. A mountain. Uh-oh. My natural nemesis. Oh god. Ragavan is pretty tough for me. Okay. Oh wait, stop. Oh my god, I just clicked through casting my talisman. I was thinking about the Ragavan. Jesus. Great start to the league, Brian. Wake up. Tighten up. That's so bad. That's unbelievably bad. I was thinking about what I was going to do on turn 3 and just click through a priority. And now because Academy's my 3rd land, I'm not even guaranteed a spell next turn. Life is pain. Oh my god. Okay, Ignoble Hierarch's in. Inti is in. Can we recover? Okay. Relatively, I mean, saying unpunished is crazy. I was extremely punished, but also, I do have a spell I can cast. I could invest in Mentor this turn and try to double spell next. I could even force a removal spell on Mentor, which would make combat really interesting. Okay. We'll recover from this, don't worry. Horrendous, but we're here. Oh no, I can't force that one. Okay. The removal spell happened to be a creature. Bad news, everybody. Uvenwald Oddity, another creature. Alright, we're so dead. If I had cast my talisman on the turn I was supposed to, I could be Fractured Identitying here. Yeah, it turns out when you time walk yourself, you lose. Okay, how do I do this now? Sensei's Top is free. Talisman of Curiosity, Tolarian Academy, 1, 2, 3. I can make my own Uvenwald Oddity. And just have a 4/4 in play. Not very good, but at least it's here. Get Rog. This has haste. This is a gigantic haste creature. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, super dead. Alright, turns out skipping a turn is bad. Okay, bringing in Malcolm just to lower my curve. Nettlecyst puts a body on the board faster. Force of Negation didn't line up against anything. Aquapockle's a 1/5. Tidebinder. Alright, so that's 4 lower cost things I can bring in here. I think No More Lies. I don't know that I want to... Well, that is early interaction. Never mind. I was going to say I'm not sure I want to be holding up interaction rather than adding to the board, but I don't know that I can do. And this keeps them off the board. I could cut Opal and Monolith. If my job here is to just fill in my curve and fend off a kind of respectable aggro curve, I think that's reasonable to do rather than trying to dumpster over the top. This hand has my Wrath in it. I will keep. And I'm going to play Tapped Hallowed Fountain to start. With Generous and Timeless Dragon, I have lands 3 and 4 ready to go. Elvish Mystic. I'm going to play Windswept Heath and probably cycle Timeless Dragon this turn. Graveyard Trespasser, perfect. That lines up extremely well versus Timeless Dragon, let me tell you. I don't have to cycle it, though. I do have my land drop ready. I can fetch for Hedge Maze here, get some card selection, see what's going on. Basic Plains. I don't want that. I have access to lands. Talisman. Okay. That gets me up to 5 mana a turn sooner. And it stops it from becoming nighttime. And now I could cycle Timeless Dragon in the end step, get a Tundra or Savannah, and then Wrath of God. Questing Beast is fine. It's a lot of damage, but it's fine. They get in for 7 here, put me to 12. End step Plane Cycle. I already have my green, and I don't need 2 of it. I'm going to get Tundra. Cool. I even got the double spell here. Talisman. Overload. Damn. Okay, 3 for 1. This is where, if this match is going to turn for me, it turns for me. Let's see what their follow-up is. That also took out a mana source. If I could just stick a 5/7 food or Palace Jailer or Fractured Identity and win here, they would have to like Minsk and Boo. Okay, I mean, Force of Vigor is frustrating, but it's not bad. It doesn't stop me from eternalizing my dragon. There is only 1 forest left in the deck. It's the Savannah for Generous, and I just want to keep track of that. Ooh, they're on defense now. Malcolm. Okay, do I want to hit my land drop? I think I want to hit my land drop rather than hold out for 6 mana for this thing at this point. Get the Savannah, play it. I could Malcolm or Nettlecyst here. I think I want a Nettlecyst. Just get that body on the board, because eventually I'm going to be the Monarch. Ulvenwald Oddity. Okay. I go to 8 off of that. I would like to be the Monarch now. And I'm not going to attack. I want all my blockers back, make sure some haste creature, some dashed Ragavan or some shit doesn't close the door on me. Right now is the moment of truth. Can they shove a haste creature through? Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, cool. I can make another Palace Jailer, eat another creature. I can make another Nettlecyst. I could play Jace and hold up Malcolm. I think that's what I want to do. Jace. I'll brainstorm. Yeah, Solitude was one of the good hits. I could put back Academy and Aquapackle. Still no attacks. We're on Hold the Monarch, be the control deck for a turn or 2 mode, and then I'll be unbeatable pretty soon. 5 in the pool. The Get Rog. A Trample Haste. This is exactly the type of thing I wanted to find Solitude for. Sucks to lose Fractured Identity, but it would be worse to lose everything else. Exile the Get Rog. Because losing the Monarch here isn't just the Monarch, they also get their 4/4 back. Chain Lightning Jace, disappointing. But it's okay. They are now Hellbent, and I can start doing stuff. Malcolm's going to attack. There he goes. This Academy is pretty bad. I don't mind looting it away. Yeah, Academy is worse than Mindstone somehow. Mindstone and Aquapockle. I have to be careful not to deck myself here. I'm going to draw from Monarch, and then this happens. I'm going to take an Island, and Plains goes to the graveyard. 14 cards left in my deck. I do actually have to kill my opponent. Or be careful with these draw engines. None of them are optional. Attacking with a 4/3. Block, block. They put Aquapockle first, so they clearly have some trick. 6 mana in the pool. Change their mind. Fury. Okay. Hardcast Fury. That's very good. I could copy that and smush their board. They can't quite kill everything here. No more lies. Good stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy Fury. This is an artifact, so it grows my Nettle Cyst. And now we attack a lot. Cool. Alright. Nice control game. I think I like my configuration here. Going right back in. Very slow, but I get to see a bunch of cards. I'll try it. I'm usually not in the business of mulling hands with decks that don't have power in them. Academy. Hedge Maze. Finds Oko right on top. Magda. That will generate some treasures over time. I'm going to get my Talisman involved. I think that's better than just trading a Naked Snapcaster Mage for a Magda. Though, I don't really want them running away with too much mana off this Magda. Caustic Bronco, that card's scary. Saheeli, ooh. I don't think I take a turn off for Saheeli, but it's tempting. If I cast Oko, make a food, Tolarian Academy represents Snapcaster Mage just as a blocker. I think I like that. Make a food, Academy, and now I got the Ambush Viper ready to go. And an Oko on Massive Loyalty. We've seen Chain Lightning in their deck. We've seen some haste creatures. A Dashing Ragavan. Right, here comes everything at Oko. Caustic Bronco flips Forest. Magda makes a treasure. I'm going to Ambush Viper the Snapcaster out. Hope they don't have Lightning Bolt. I'm most scared of Caustic Bronco on this board. That's the one I'm going to block. Oh, Ragavan was going face. That's fine, sure. Exiled my Jace. That's a little scary. I didn't even notice Ragavan was going face. I thought I looked appropriately there. Guess not. I can cast Generous End next turn, if I still have Oko in play. Brennan 6 is fine. My Jace being gone does cut some of this, significantly cut some of the win cons my deck offers, though. Okay, if I play this Plains, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even need to make a food. I could cast Generous End and then Elk. I don't think they're gonna force spike me. Generous End. Uh-oh. I have to make sure I Elk the one that was in play already. That's this one with the Throne of Eldraine art. And then I'm going to clear Brennan 6. Alright, now I just have a giant dummy in play versus their aggro deck. Hope it holds. Tolarian Academy. Pretty good land. It's been in play for 2 turns. It's made 4 mana. Could have made 5 if I needed it. Ooh, they tore my tree asunder. They get a mana off Magda. And they're still attacking Oko. They didn't have the Chain Lightning last turn to finish off Oko. Let's hope they still don't now. Or let's hope I draw any spell to get Saheeli going. Oh, they had the Chain Lightning. Boo, boo. Okay, now I need a spell for Saheeli. Fiery Islet, I'll just draw a card immediately. That's a spell. 1, 2, 3, play Saheeli. Might as well have her in play so I can get the trigger off of Fractured Identity next turn. Alana and Alana. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a +1 counter on another target creature, where X is this creature's power. Oh, Jesus. Alright. So this makes Magda heckin' huge. Oh no, this is a 2-3. I thought this was a 3-3. We're fine. I can still win this combat. And then fracture the Halana. Nice, they didn't want to engage. I'll take it. I would like a Halana and Alana now. Halana and Elena, roommates, canonically roommates. Okay, how many spells can I cast this turn? Academy's good for 2 mana right now. If I cast Nettle Cyst, it'll be good for 4 mana. Yeah, let's go. Nettle Cyst, trigger Saheeli. Fractured Identity, Halana, trigger Saheeli. Put the counters on Phyrexian Germ token. And light my opponent's face up. Bang! Big turn. Fractured Identity. You thought your card was good, but now my card is good. Shocked in a Blood Crypt. Get Rog. It is a 6/5 trample haste. Crewing it or saddling it does make a treasure. Okay, they saddled the Get Rog. Let's see what they attack with this. Probably me. They can't respect Saheeli here. Okay. When the Get Rog deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice a creature that saddled it this turn. If you do, draw X and then put up to X land cards onto your hand, onto the battlefield, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. Okay, so this is a draw 4, put 4 lands into play. And it has trample, so I'm just going to take it. I go to 10, you draw 4, you can put up to 4 lands into play. And then you got stuff to do, I guess, but you are dead on board, so this has to work. Oh, the lands come in tapped. Oh, wow. That's not even... You don't even get that mana right away. Emergency Chump Block Ragavan. Okay, let's see... Oh, that makes this insanely and hilariously easy. Okay, play Island, copy Nettle Cyst, or would I rather have a Gitrog? Gitrog has haste. Oh, yeah, the trample's insane. All right, yeah, I'll have a Gitrog. It barely matters what I copy here. I have multiple lethal options. Nice, all right. Lost game 1 because I just forgot to cast a spell, and then won the other 2 games. Nice, let's go. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw for round 2. I'm going to keep this hand. This is a turn 3 Urza or Oko, depending on what I need. I can force something if I need to. I'll remember to play my Talisman this game. I'll try. Edge Maze. Get that sweet, sweet free value. Timeless Dragon. I can just mill that straight into the graveyard. I think I'd rather it in my hand, though. Surveilling away cards with graveyard effects is basically cheating. Caracas. That lines up interestingly versus Urza, because I don't get to keep Urza, but I do get to keep making constructs every turn. Caracas is not a great solution for Urza. Talisman has resolved. Tundra. We're getting our first spell here on turn 3. I appreciate that they had a slow start to match my slow start. My deck is nothing but slow starts. I should be ramping on turn 1 or 2 every game. Teferi Time Raveler. This is a use it or lose it situation on the Force of Negation, because Teferi does answer Urza plus Construct with the Caracas. I really hate losing Oko. I really like shoving Urza. If Teferi bounces my Talisman, I just play Oko, Teferi's at 1, make a food, and then start slowly grinding back. Okay. They can have the Teferi. If I had a worse blue card than Oko or Urza in hand, I would have countered that. Like if I just had Malcolm in my hand or something, it would have been fine. But I don't. And I would prefer to play with my good cards, if the option's available. Oh, what does Grim Monolith do here? I could use Monolith to replay Talisman and still cast Oko this turn, and then Elk the Monolith. That's not bad. Grim Monolith, Talisman. This kind of undoes the bounce from Teferi. They've hesitated on multiple spells I've cast. I wonder if they actually have a force. That would be pretty tough. Oko's on the stack. They do have a force. Okay. Pitching Chrome Host Seed Shark. I'm happy to see that card go, but I'm sad to see Oko gone. What is their follow-up? Displacer Kitten. Oh, can they go infinite here? Do they have a bauble or something? Oh, okay, so They draw their deck. Okay, yeah, I guess you win. Well, let's see what they got. They have to show me a win con here. They can draw their deck with any 0 cost thing. Because they replay the Lotus, flicker the Teferi bounces the Lotus, they draw a card. This isn't constructed though, so even if they have this insanely powerful interaction, they might just fill their hand up to 7 and then pass, which I'm still also not beating, but knowing if they have an actual from 0 combo out or not, versus just a powerful value engine. Also, if I knew they had this shit going on, I would have countered that Teferi. Knowing it's a combo piece in addition to being a Teferi is a huge deal. I'll just let them loop and bring you all back when they cast a spell. Okay, they found Mishra's Bauble, so we know they have at least 2 ways to go infinite here. Multiple 0s in the deck. They just need a Brain Freeze to win, because they have the Lotus that could cast it. If that card is in the deck, that'll be good enough. Mox Opal now revealed. They've drawn 12 cards so far. Mox Opal is a 3rd thing. And this also now means that if they play out the Lotus and the Bauble, they can make a mana every time they loop. So they could have mana equal to the number of cards in the deck. 18 mana plus the Lotus. They could have 21 mana to cast spells with at the end of the loop. Their deck has really come together here. Very cool deck. They just have to minus Teferi on nothing to get up to Metalcraft. Just minus on nothing, play the Bauble, minus on nothing, play the Opal, and then float minus on the Opal. So I guess that's actually 16 mana, not 18. They have 19 mana to cast spells when they're done looping. They should be able to figure it out. Ooh, they sack the Lotus. It's time. Time to reveal the Brain Freeze or whatever the win condition is. Mishra's Research Desk. Okay. This is an interesting direction to take this. Why would you spend mana on this card when you can already draw your deck? I don't know what's going on. This is why we make them play it out. Opal's in play now. Almost has Metalcraft, and we know there's a Bauble in hand. Bounce the Opal, though. Doesn't want the mana. Oh my god. What is happening? Okay, they found out how to make mana. Now we're in trouble. I hope their win is something cool like Mind's Desire. Cap a Cannoneer. Yeah, that creature's in play. Okay. So they can make that not infinitely large, but big enough to be lethal. I don't have access to double white, even if I top deck my Dam. Solitude can kill Kappa and pay the ward for. Gitaxian Probe. Okay. Now they know my deck has Force of Negation in it. Mox Ruby. Another artifact revealed. Karn Scion. Another win con revealed. They flickered Mox Ruby with that. That gives them an extra mana, and Teferi still has an activation here. Unless they want to just start spewing out constructs instead of drawing cards. They floated a red, then played Mox Opal, flickering Karn Scion. Another construct. Bounced Opal, replay Opal. They're back to flickering Teferi now. Okay. Still flickering Teferi. My only hope here is they lose control of their combo or lose track of stuff and deck themselves somehow. I don't think I have anything in my deck that can force them to draw cards. Like, I can't Ancestral them if they stop at 2 cards. Metal Cyst. Alright, here we go. We're just getting information at this point before I die. If I had 2 white, I would have a live draw here. I actually don't, though. We can look at my deck while stuff's happening. Fractured Identity doesn't save me. Metamorph doesn't save me. Can't cast Dam. Basically on no outs here. Except them making a mistake. Okay, they flickered Karn Scion without a Teferi activation left, which means they're probably done. They've decided this is enough. Though they do have that Mox Opal, they could just Time Walk here, if that's a card they also have. Samwise. This gets back the Black Lotus. Sick. And they get a Ring Bearer. Yeah, not even done. They're also not really respecting their clock at all. They could have stopped this so long ago and just done enough. And now they're at 8.5 minutes on their clock to my 23. And they're still doing stuff. Not that I want to play to the clock, but I will. Okay, they've had enough, and they're going to have to discard 9 cards here, which gives me more information about their deck. We see a bunch of lands and a balance. Wow, that's funny, balance. That's one of my outs here, and they just have it in their deck, casually. I'll play Urza. Just seeing if they've got a Force of Will. They want to show me a Cryptic Command. What do you got left? What's going on over there? Sensei's top, and I'll pass. I'll just make them attack me here. We're this far down the clock road. Might as well enjoy the rest of it. Caracas bounces Urza, naturally. An unnecessary but appreciated middle finger at the end of this game. Okay, 22.5 minutes to their 7.5. Now I know what their deck does. I will prioritize keeping that Teferi off the board. Tishana's Tidebinder, Haywire Might. Haywire Might can exile what Teferi is targeting. We also saw Nettle Cyst out of their deck. I don't know, I'll think about Haywire Might. Malcolm coming back in again. Imagine that. Maybe my deck is just built wrong. And I should be the attacking tempo deck rather than the big control-y deck. I'm willing to believe it. I'm not bringing in Haywire Might. Change my mind. So I'm looking at Tidebinder, Malcolm, Nettle Cyst over Monolith, Lion Sash, Timeless Dragon. It just gets my curve a little lower. Timeless Dragon seems pretty embarrassing versus this deck. I still like Generous and as a color fixer. I mean, Timeless Dragon fixes the same as Generous Ent, though, because I do have the Savannah and the Hedge. Or I can't get Hedge Maze, I have the Savannah. Alright, Timeless Dragon's better than Ent. Okay, let's go. I will keep this hand with 2 of the 3 cards I just sideboarded in. I'm not going to play out this Mox Opal because I might just loot it away with Malcolm. It is not close to being on. Ooh, Academy. That might change things. I have another draw plus Malcolm trigger before I have to make any decisions, though. Instead, Malcolm. Could have played around that. Chose not to. Phyrexian Metamorph. I think I'm just going to hold up Tidebinder and pass. If they shove Teferi, I'm basically dead. Seed Shark. Okay. Tidebinder is really good against Seed Shark. So is Metamorph. Ooh, okay. So if I go Opal, Metamorph your Seed Shark, or no, I should Metamorph first, then Opal gives me 2 artifacts. Right, so copy Seed Shark. Opal gives me 2 artifacts, plus this is already an artifact, so Academy's already good for 3 here, which holds up Tidebinder. Sick. 3, if I tap for 3 now, Coalition Relic makes another 3/3. It taps me out of Tidebinder, though. I think this is worth doing. And I can immediately activate that 3/3. Alright, this puts the Tidebinder shields down for 1 turn, but that was an insane explosion out of nowhere. Thanks for the Seed Shark. It's really good in my deck. Ousting my creature. Okay. It'll be back. Hey, your Seed Shark's coming in. I have so much mana, I would rather wake up this 3/3 incubator than charge my relic. Sensei's top, what's up? Attack for 3. They are representing hard cast. Force of Negation. Didn't have it though. Spin my top. Oko and Metamorph are both there. I'll leave those there and just hold up Tidebinder. Enlightened Tutor. So I could Tidebind Seed Shark now. I want to see what they're tutoring for though. This is my only piece of interaction. They got Black Lotus. And they're waking up a 1/1. Black Lotus, this makes a 0/0 incubator. 2 cards left in the hand. We've seen powerful planeswalkers in their deck. Karn Scion is one of them. Okay, I'm drawing Metamorph. And I can flip into Oko immediately. I think I would rather turn off Karn and have a Seed Shark than do it the other way. Alright, Tidebind to this Karn. This has no abilities. Seed Shark gets to attack, but maybe doesn't. Okay, they didn't do it. Tutoring for the Lotus that they didn't need is really interesting. I forgot to charge my relic. I'm just busy doing other shit. 5 mana. Metamorph the Shark. Flip to draw Oko. Makes a 3/3. May or may not resolve. Okay, did resolve. Elk your Shark. Let's collapse their various engines here, and I'm just going to pass. Because my attacks aren't good. My blocks are fine. Ooh, end step. We're seeing something happen. This is what we're finding out what the Lotus was for. Because they tutored that and then didn't use it with their play. Oh wow. They're just using it to animate some creatures. I don't know, their hand better be something good to make that make sense, because that doesn't make sense to me. Fracturing my Oko. Okay. Oko's really good. And now you have it instead of me. Are we just going to share some elked seed sharks? Is that how we're going to do this game? They could elk the Tidebinder. Is this a layers thing? Oh no. Or they're just elking their own incubator, getting the beats in. Okay. I wonder if that decision was made partially because they have 4 minutes on their clock. Okay. Block the 3. Block the 3. Just trade off with that stuff. And I'll take 4. And have good attacks on their other stuff. I'll remember to charge my relic this time. Because I'm drawing Sensei's top, which makes a 1/1 shark and then gets to spin. Make blue, play top. Spin the top. Hopefully find a good spell. Not really. This is a bunch more sharks, though. Yeah, draw from top. Play Mind Stone. And all of these build mana for Academy. Draw top with Mind Stone. Replay top, get another incubator. And I guess I'll spin top. I have 1 fresh card under there I could find. Great, 3 lands. Just how we drew it up. Gonna start activating incubators now. And I'm gonna attack Karn Scion. I don't want to feel like if Tishana's Tidebinder dies, I lose the game, which is how I currently feel. Just putting that damage on Karn means that it can't make a construct even if Tidebinder dies. Research Desk, this is 2 more cards. Mox Opal, Gadaxian Probe. Alright, Probe is another card. Or you only get 1 of these, right? Yeah, they're gonna probe me. It's looking for an actual magic card to play with. There are no cards in my hand. They can unearth the Research Desk because they have Mox Ruby and flip some more cards. Ooh, that was smart. May have forgotten that's a thing that can happen. They gave me their Mox Ruby and took my Seed Shark. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to attack Oko last turn. Unearthing Research Desk, luckily not a spell. And this one flipped Bauble and Caracas. Bauble makes a 0/0, that doesn't matter. They chose the Caracas. There's no legends in play right now. Oh my goodness, look at you. Samwise doesn't get to target anything, but they do get to make a Ring Bearer. And Caracas Samwise is a combo. Luckily, this doesn't matter. I can still block that thing. I got plenty of 1/1s. Okay, I'll block that one. And I think I'll still take 4. Charge my relic. I need the Sensei's top to deliver a card. I know I have blanks. All 3 of my top cards are lands right now. Make a blue and spin the top with it. How about a spell? Yeah, okay, that's a really good spell. Okay, draw. And the insane thing about this spell is that even if they get the Monarch, I get Phyrexian Metamorph back. Yeah, no combat, just draw a card. Let's go. We're back in. Like, I can even let damage through. They get the Monarch. Phyrexian Metamorph comes back into play. And then I can copy Palace Jailer, immediately get the Monarchy back. Like, I don't even actually lose the Monarch if I lose the Monarch here. Displacer Kitten, that card's good. Charge my relic. Top gets to see 2 new cards this turn. Sensei's top. Spin the top. I should probably be using Ruby for this. No More Lies. I like that card. And I'll play out this island. Okay, so I get to draw No More Lies this turn. If they draw any spell and flicker Karn Scion, it's back, and Tishana's Tidebinder doesn't matter anymore. If they make an all-out attack, just trying to get the Monarch, they block Displacer Kitten, block Samwise. I'm leaving the token alive. Okay, Samwise is not dying in combat. Displacer Kitten is. You get the Monarch for like 1 second. I'm going to copy Palace Jailer and just get the Monarch back and exile your token. Sick. All right, they saw the line. They have 37 seconds to win game 3. I don't think they can do it. All right, yeah, they scooped the match. Okay, yeah, that was interesting. They could have stopped their combo way earlier than they did game 1. That's kind of a Magic Online lesson. We would probably have a pretty cool game 3 coming up in paper, though. On to the final round. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to topdeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw in the final round. Unfortunate one-lander. If I draw a land in my first 2 draws, Timeless Dragon gets it going, but I don't like that risk. I'm much happier with this hand. I'll keep this, and with the top, I'm actually going to bottom a land. Plains Ruby. Selfless Spirit. Okay, I'm really glad that wasn't Thalia. Sensei's top, get in there. Selfless Spirit does line up against the Dam, though, which was part of the strength of this keep. Loran. Okay. Destroy up to 1. I will simply flip my top. That's why this card is busted and stupid. You can't kill it. Those are the rules. Then it comes right back, and now it's spinnable. In for 4, I go to 14. No spell out of mono white with 4 mana. Do I think that means they actually don't have a spell, or is this some dirty trick? Am I going to get reprieved or tithed? I'm going to put Plains on top with Fractured Identity under it, and I'm just going to shove Coalition Relic here. Mana Tithe, okay, yeah, that's fine. That doesn't change my... It changes my curve a little bit. Alright, letting us both draw a card. Sweet. I'll take it. Thanks, Lauren. Elite Spellbinder is probably going to kick the Fractured Identity, or the Dam. I do have the second white, but they have Selfless Spirit. Yeah, I took the Dam. I take another 4. I'm drawing Windswept Teeth. I am not currently able to win this game. I'm going to look at my top 3. Urza. If I had somehow known, I could have just tapped top and cast Urza this turn. Their creatures fly, though. None of this is even that useful. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be dead. The Selfless Spirit, the Spellbinder, and the Mana Tithe all creating one part of the squeeze. If any one of those things was different, I think we'd be okay, but mono white doing its thing here. I'm at 3. I'm going to have to fetch to 2. They know I can counter this, and I will. And I'm going to fetch Savannah in the end step and spin top with it. Palace Jailer Tundra. If there's a way, it starts here. Oh no, I'm at 2. It's too late. Damn. Yeah, I can fracture the Spellbinder, generate a blocker. I guess I will at least fish for information about their deck here. If I didn't have to fetch to get land number 5, I would be stable at 1 life right now. Ooh, they could Flicker Touch the Spirit Realm. Alright, never mind. Cool. A disruptive little mono white deck, and guess what? Guess what I'm doing again? Maybe my deck is just built wrong. Akopakal, Malcolm, Tidebinder coming in. Nettlecyst coming in. This looks familiar. Monolith Opal. I do like the big O's that smooth my draws, force negation out. Yeah, my deck was built for control and combo, and playing against aggro twice. And even against the 1 combo deck, I did board in Tidebinder and Nettlecyst. I'm willing to believe this deck's built off by a couple cards. Okay, these ones are in. Here we go. I will keep this hand. Yeah, alright. I need a second white, but Timeless Dragon does that. Eventually. Gotta respect Mana Tithe. Powerful card. The Giver. Ooh, Sensei's top. That lets me curve out a little better, because this represents mana next turn with Academy. Luminarch Aspirant. Okay. Thing probably just targets itself. Yeah, Giver doesn't want to be involved in combat. I could just Fractured Identity the Giver, because this game is not really going anywhere with that card in play. I'll just take one of those, and then it can protect my Palace Jailer. Solitude Palace Jailer in hand. The route to my second white is available. Just gotta hope this truck doesn't run me over in the meantime. Flicker Wisp. This deletes my Giver of Runes. That's fine. At least you don't have one. Making Flicker Wisp bigger. I'd love to just draw a white source right now. Skip the middleman. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now the choices are Solitude the Wisp, Sandbag the Jailer. Yeah, I think I'd rather just get the most out of all my cards here. Because I could just play Jailer, take the Wisp, pitch Timeless Dragon, and take out the Aspirant. All of that seems really bad, though. Okay, cast Solitude. Maybe I should have waited for combat. Maybe I could have got the Aspirant, too. Yeah, that was bad. This one life point doesn't matter, but ambushing them in combat might be huge. Oh. Well. They're attacking anyway. I'm gonna fall for it, whatever it is. You got me. Elite Spellbinder. I have lots of mana. I'm not really worried about this. You just got the board clear for Palace Jailer, which is where you want to be versus Mono White. And happy to lose a life to spin top. Mentor Malcolm. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. That's enough to Palace Jailer. There's a cool trick here, though. If I flip top now, then I draw top next turn, and I have Mentor in play. The old Mentor top trick. Monastery Mentor. Sensei's top. Get the party going here. And I am going to cycle Timeless Dragon to hit my land drop, which also spins top. Palace Jailer safely in the bank. I didn't want to cast Palace Jailer into mana Tithe that turn. You get in for 3. Sanguine Evangelist. This makes another flying creature. End step, spin my top. All of these cards are excellent. Oko triggers Mentor. Metamorph gives me multiple creatures, though. Okay, I'm going to take Metamorph. And I am going to do the top trick with Mentor. Okay, play the top. Trigger, trigger, trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phyrexian Metamorph, copy Sanguine Evangelist. I want the flyer. And I'm fine offering 1 monk up if they want to trade it. Not going to trade Mentor yet. Palace Jailer in the bank. Timeless Dragon in the bank. Oko on top of the deck. They're starting to emergency draw cards. Put the shields up. Hostile Investigator. I have no cards in my hand to discard. That's perfect. Just a 4 mana 4/3. I'll trade bat for bat. That's fine. That unlocks the spell Binder, but I'm not really worried about that. Look at my top cards. I know they contain Oko and Jace. Is Jace better than Oko? They did tap out, so they can't tithe here. Yeah, I'll take Oko. And I'll flip the top. Replay top. Trigger Mentor. Have I mentioned I love Monastery Mentor? Has that come up on the channel ever? Because I do. Okay, Oko also triggers Mentor. And they've had enough. Cool. Didn't need that Palace Jailer. Safely in the bank. Okay, we've seen a black splash now for Hostile Investigator, at least. Tamiyo can stop me from discarding cards, but I don't think that matters. That's not good enough to bring in for 1 4-drop in their deck. Do I have anything that can address flying better than my deck currently does? I don't think so. Nope, certainly not. Lion Sash is the low-cost creature that's not in my deck right now. It could be, but I like all my other spells. I'm doing it like this. Let's go. On the draw versus Mono White. Yikes. Mana setup. I don't hate Malcolm. I'm actually going to keep this. Like I said, I am prone to keep 7s. Island Go. I haven't seen Wasteland, but this is the type of deck that would enjoy it if they had one. Sculler. Alright, my skull. This probably takes Malcolm. And Malcolm is gone, confirmed. I will play out this Plains and see if they want to run Sculler into Snapcaster. It would honestly be kind of sick if they go pre-combat Elite Spellbinder here. Just get them. Vindicate my Plains, alright. Well, I have to play Snapcaster now. They probably won't attack into it, but I can't just let them tee off. I'll continue playing around Wasteland. Silent Clearing. Wow, drawing a card right away. That's good news for me. I was worried about them slamming a 4-drop. Touch the Spirit Realm to remove a Ambush Viper Snapcaster. My opponent's hand is not good right now. I mean, mine is all lands, but they clearly don't have much going on. The window is open for me to draw a useful card. Impossible. Challenge level impossible. I'm going to put Hallowed Fountain in tapped. That gives away information. They hadn't seen that, but I'd rather just get that out of the way now. Shadowy Backstreet, attacking for 2, and still no plays. Prismatic Ending, what's up? Okay, I will end this Sculler. Mana Tithe doesn't matter. I could replay this if they reprieve. And I've just unlocked Malcolm. Cool. All it took was my opponent not casting any spells for 5 turns. And we're right back in it. Do they have some messed up 6-drop? Yeah, they do. Okay, return target non-land permanent Mana Valley Exilus from your graveyard where X is this creature's power. Yeah, alright. Oh wait, I exiled their thing. They currently have no permanents in their graveyard. Malcolm is a legend. Caracas, no good for me here. Oh, do I want to expose Mentor like this? I don't think that I do. I think I actually just want to draw with Fiery Islet. Relic? And if this gets tithed, it's fine. But Relic's in. They've also had Lauren in their deck, who would be pretty good here. I'm just going to charge Relic and get my F6 value. Yeah, I mean, this card is doing damage. It is just a big 4/5, though, if I could draw any card. Not possible. White. I'll play out Malcolm. This one has Flash. Here's the Tundra. I guess I'll make them have it on the Mentor. I gotta be doing something here. Haven Interrupter, shit. Alright, I can cast Mentor next turn for 2 mana. Maybe they won't realize Malcolm's a legend. Nope, they knew. They knew. Okay, I just need my Fractured Identity, my Damn. There's so many good cards in my deck right now. But they do have me dead in 2 hits with flying. This Caracas is hard locking the Malcolm. I think I would rather have mana with Coalition Relic than make them tap their Caracas on their turn by flashing in Malcolm right now. Charge counter. Talisman, okay. Make a white. And Mentor I can cast for 2. And then I can play Talisman, get a Monk token. And Academy, I can cast Malcolm twice. So they can bounce it and I replay it through the Caracas. And I can trade with Haven Interrupter, go to 2. Hostile Investigator, and that's going to work. Get to knock a Plains out of my hand. Here comes the attack. I'll cast Malcolm. Do I want to trade or do I want to jump? I'm dead next turn either way, so I might as well get the trade. I'm at 2. This would be a great time to draw that Fractured Identity. Come on, deck. Hook it up. I mean, I kept the hand with just Malcolm in it. And I'm going to lose as a result. That was an insane run of lands, but also, like, I could have mulliganed. Tough beats. Flying's really good. A 2-in-1 with this deck that was probably misbuilt by a few cards. If I'm boarding in stuff every single time, like you should sideboard every game, but if I'm boarding in the same 2 or 3 cards every time, the Nettlecyst, the Malcolm, the Tidebinder, maybe I should have just built the deck differently. I got really excited about shoving straight up into 4 and 5 with the Opal and Monolith stuff, but I could also see those 2 just being action spells instead and make the deck more flat rather than spiky. This was a fun cube draft, though. Might do another one, might not. It will be determined by the Modern Horizons 3 release schedule and how much time I think I need to fill. These are fun. I have no embarrassment. Launching these feels a lot better than playing a dead format or releasing a format that doesn't exist anymore. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.